Well, yesterday was just about the grimmest day's cycling I've ever had. 75 miles. It took me something like 14 hours. I think moving speed I didn't average more than about 6.5. The wind just got worse through the day. Getting later and later. Just climb after climb. There's no such thing as any piece of flat road, it's just a quick 15-second downhill and then you got the next 15 minutes to get up the next little hill. But it was really good. Really good indeed. It's the idea of doing something like this, yeah. You kind of plot it out, all looks easy on paper, but sometimes harder than you think it is, but then sometimes even as hard as that. It's not really very hard at all, just got to keep going at it. I'm at the campsite. I didn't get here till about 12 o'clock, so about 1:30 by the time I went to sleep. Had another meal last night, which is why I'm not having a breakfast this morning. I'll have that a bit later on. Couldn't face another £1.5 of porridge. As it got dark last night, I did have what's known as a packing list malfunction. I had no front light, no headlight. Took the front light off the bike because of the cameras and stuff, but I was supposed to pack a headlight, a pretty powerful one. The last 3 hours in the dark, spent riding along with that pegged up to the front handlebars. That's an illuminating tent peg. Bought a packet of these for about 50p out of Wilkinson's. Good job I brought that. Never have too many lights. I'm just going to finish this tea and get going. 105 miles today. The biggest climb in a ride in about 10 miles. Once that over, most of the day is fairly flat. Leave me going past Darlington, so if I need to jump out of this, then I can always stop off at Darlington, but I don't think that'll happen. Plenty of time, all day. Right, well, I just need to set the record straight on something there, because I hadn't actually forgotten to pack the light. For me, this was a whole new level of cock-up, something I've never done before. You see, the light comes in a lovely little case like that. It's got Petzl written on it. It's nice sort of gunmetal grey there, and that's what it comes in. It fits perfectly. But I also often carry a spare GPS. You see, you've got a little case there with Garmin written on it. Now, when I was searching through the bag, obviously looking for this case, well, I hadn't put it in that case, so we weren't going to find this, were we? What I've done, I'd actually put it inside the Garmin case as well. It was in there, and I had this in the bag. There it was, all the time. This is a Petzl Ticker XT. It's one of the most powerful single LED lights you can get. It's really quite awesome. Now, the difference between going across the moors with that on your head and going across the moors with this is quite significant. Loads of stress, loads of I don't know, mental anguish, tiredness, unnecessary concentration and things like that caused by packing stuff inside something I didn't expect it to be in. Not something I'll be doing again, I can assure you of that.
Well, that was about 10 miles further than I expected to stop for breakfast, but I had to get down from the highest point on the ride. It's so windy up there. You're not allowed to light fires up there anyway. I don't suppose I'm allowed to light a fire here. Might set fire to all this wet stuff that's around. I'm starting to see signs for towns that I recognise now. Thought it occurred to me that I could stop off at Darlington to pick up that headlight that I didn't pack, but that won't quite be in the spirit of things, so we won't be doing none of that. We'll finish it off with what we've got. Despite being in a forest, it's still a bit blowy, and it isn't changing direction either, straight into it all the time. This is going to be breakfast. It's about 12 o'clock, but doesn't matter. Not particularly hungry, but you've got to keep eating stuff like this. And then another meal around about 4 or 5 o'clock maybe. That should be good enough to finish it all. See how we get on. Water in that one, getting it all over the place. Look at that, isn't it wonderful? Ooh, pasta. See, that's what it looks like. It all looks like that. This has got long bits in it though. Tea bags. Didn't need 12 tea bags, did I? Suppose if it was a... There's any leisure about it, then I would have had more time to tea. It'll be the last meal. It's about 6:20 and 40 miles before Whitby, and there's going to be quite a number of hills in that. Not ashamed to say that things are starting to hurt a bit. The hands, the feet, basically anything that's pushing and pulling on the bike. Almost as if it's the bones that hurt more than anything else. But as long as you keep eating and drinking, then things should be better. These have done quite well. It says on the packet, used and endorsed by Serrano Pines. One gnarly dude if he can live off this for more than 2 days. That was harsh.